Today, Tuesday of the first week of Lent, we come to the church Santa Anastasia. Had we come to this church when it was first built, we would still have been able to hear the sounds of chariots and the crowds inside the nearby Circus Maximus, one of the great symbols of the Roman Empire. Now the stadium, like the empire that built it, is nothing more than ruins and memory. While the faith it strove to crush by the execution of martyrs like Saint Anastasia still remains. Little is known of the factual history of Saint Anastasia's story, other than remembering her martyrdom in modern-day Serbia. Her cult arrived in Rome towards the end of the 5th century from Constantinople. This was originally a district of Roman houses and shops, part of which was demolished to build a small Greek cross-plan church by Pope St. Damasus in the late 4th century. It's possible that this church was originally sponsored by a member of the imperial family named Anastasia and named in her honor, later being rededicated in honor of Saint Anastasia when devotion to her spread to Rome. But another saint is also associated with this church, Saint Jerome. There's a tradition that when staying in Rome, Jerome would often celebrate Mass here, possibly because he came from the same region as Saint Anastasia. Around the year 500, the nave was extended, giving the church approximately the same dimensions it has today. The unequal width of the aisles, with the right being slightly wider, is a result of older structures being used as foundations for this addition. As the practice of stational masses during Lent developed, this was assigned as the collectum for the procession to St. Sabina, and as a result, the processional crosses used for the stational processions were kept here when not in use. Another role of the church during this period was as the chapel to the governor and representative in Rome of the Byzantine emperor, who lived on the Palatine Hill. As a result, the Pope would come to personally celebrate Mass every Christmas morning, which was also the feast of Anastasia. As we pass through the doors of the church, we see written above, Adoremus, let us adore, preparing us as we enter this church, part of which is devoted to Eucharistic adoration. The interior of the church greets one with a feeling of great lightness. The pastel blue and white walls complementing the painted ceiling. At the center of which is a painting of Saint Anastasia rising to heaven after her martyrdom. Palm branches, a symbol of martyrs, can be found as decorations around the church. In the back of the apse is an image of the Nativity, appropriate considering that the feast of Saint Anastasia was December 25th. Beneath the altar is a beautiful marble statue depicting the saint in death. As we take a moment here in prayer, our eyes might be drawn upward to see the painted inscription on the ceiling, calling to mind the many martyrs who died in the nearby circus. They fought with the Lamb, that the Lamb would conquer.